Reporting for News 3, I'm Danny Frey. The excitement already starting to fill the air here at Macomb High as it's our game of the week. The 4-2 Quincy Notre Dame Raiders coming to town to take on the Bombers of MHS, coming in with a record of 3-3 after they lost to West Hancock on a heartbreaker on the final play. But the Bombers look to pick up their spirits this time around against QND.
That just left a bad feeling in our stomach knowing that we lost the game on the last play, so we kind of kept that in the back of our minds all week. And so we're ready to play this week. He's really harping on going out there and being the most physical team, because when we do that and we come and hit them in the mouth, we play good.
Hey, no different than hosting anybody else. We're going to look at them the very same, and we just got to come in and do the things. We got to take things away from them, and they do some very nice things. The Nord kid at running back does a nice job, and that's our main emphasis. Where we got to stop is we got to stop the Nord kid.
Focusing on stuffing up the middle, being the more physical team on the line, beating them up front, and that's going to be our big part, is to take away the gaps and the bubbles.
It's also senior night here at MHS, and the Bombers seniors look to go out with a bang.
Senior I got to start off with Jacob Poor, without a doubt. He's been with me 4 years. His freshman year, he took a team to second-round playoffs and played extremely well. And he's a great young man, and I wish I had 1,000 of him. And he plays hard, and it just goes on down to Bryce Weston, fullback. Tough kid, plays linebacker for me too. Does so many nice things, and all of these kids just do such a nice job for us that it's been fun coaching them. And this year we've really extended everything, and we've just got a lot better.
It's been awesome. I've played here the last 6 years, and it's been a blessing to play out here. It's playing the last 4 years here, watching some really good teams go through here.
It's going to be really fun because we've been playing with them since 7th and 8th grade and playing up on their team, and they've always been leaders to us, and we've kind of learned from them and been behind them, and they've grown us into leaders.
Playoffs are still on both the Bombers and Raiders' minds come kickoff.
Yeah, this is a game that we have to come away with a win, because our missions project playoffs, and so is theirs. And so they know if they beat us, they clinch the playoffs, but we got to beat them to keep our playoff hopes alive.
And the crazy thing about it is QND's 4-2 and we're 3-3, and we beat them. We're 4-3 and they're 4-3, and then we're both fighting for our lives and trying to get it. And we got to win 2 of these last 3 to be able to make the playoffs, and it's going to be a huge game for both programs.
Kickoff for our game of the week is set for 7 o'clock between the Bombers and Raiders. Back to you, Cody and Jeff. One Western Illinois senior this year is Jasmine Patrick. At 27 years young, this 5-year Navy veteran brings plenty of life experience to the court.
She's traveled the world. She was a part of that. And just having that to be here as a Leatherneck, I think is really, really neat.
The military is all about being a leader and just meeting new people and just adapting to your surroundings. So the Navy definitely taught me a lot of leadership attributes.
The game has changed quite a bit since Patrick returned to basketball.
The game has gotten a lot faster. That's what I realized, so I had to just learn to keep up with the speed of the game.
Mallory Boyle has been a last-second hero for the Leathernecks before, and she credits one of her former teammates back when she was an underclassman.
But when I first came in, Tori Neiman kind of took me under her wing, and I was kind of her little clone, people would say, and so she really helped me transition into college ball, and I feel like I was a similar player to her, so she really helped me along.
What stands out about Boyle is her attitude.
She's a kid that everybody gets along with. She helps out the freshmen even though she's a senior, so she's been a real joy to be around. She's somebody we're really going to miss.
I mean, what better way to think about ending my career than with a chance at the conference title. My whole family is going to be there, so that's exciting. Hopefully it won't be too an emotional day for me, but you never know.
Senior Day festivities will precede the women's basketball game on Saturday inside Western Hall. For News 3, I'm Danny Frey. Coming out of the locker room knowing a win would help their chances to make the Summit League tournament, but they had to get by South Dakota State first. First few minutes of the game, J.C. Fielder misses a jumper. Jabari Sandifer there for the offensive rebound. He'll score, banking in the pull-up J, 5 for SDSU. Leathernecks down 17-8. Tate Stensgaard crashes in, puts it up and scores while being fouled, an and-one opportunity. At the 10-minute mark of the first half, the Jackrabbits began to pull away DeAndre Parks from left of the circle. circle. And then George Marshall, hello from the outside, the Wisconsin transfer with the 3-ball. SDSU up 47-29 at halftime. In the second half, the Jacks kept up the scoring pace. Kareem Ian Thyssen with the hook shot. The Jackrabbits cruise in Macomb 87-67. The final, Garrett Covington leads Western with 23 points, 4 rebounds, and Mike McClusick playing well off of the bench, 12 points and 3 rebounds. 2 undefeated teams meeting in Elmwood as the Trojans played host to the Bushnell West Prairie Sparklones on Friday night. Devin Yoakum, one of the standout players for BWP, trying to help his team move to 5-0. After taking an early 8-0 lead, the Trojan would go to special teams for their next score. Devin Yoakum punts it away to Sam Hedrick, who takes it 58 yards to the hizzy. 14-0 Elmwood Brimfield with 5:46 left in the first quarter. But a charge out of Bushnell West Prairie early in the second quarter. Tyler Donaldson breaks it open around the left tackle and goes 55 yards for the score. The Sparklones trailed 16-6 of 8:56 left in the third quarter. Luke Wyatt adds another score for the Trojans, fighting his way in from 1 yard out. 22-6 EB of only 17 seconds left in the first half. And then Hedrick with 3 minutes left in the ball game on the plunge up the middle to seal the deal. 38-20 Elmwood Brimfield. That would be the final score, as Elmwood Brimfield most likely the Trojans playoff bound with 5 wins. The Sparklones drop to 4-1 and face another undefeated 5-0 team, the Farmington Farmers, on homecoming Friday night at 7 o'clock in Bushnell. I feel like we're going to mention homecoming a lot today, like the homecoming game for Monmouth Roseville hosting Sherrard right off of the bat in the first. Titan running back Matthew Burris plunges in to put the Titans on the board first 7-0. To the second quarter we go. Jordan Cheek to Jamani Skinnard on the 12-yard touchdown pass as Monmouth Roseville set the tone. Still in the second quarter, watch out for Burris on the far side of your screen. He's loose, and on the outside he will cruise in for 6 more Titan points. Oh, by the way, congratulations, Matthew Burris. He's named Homecoming King at halftime with his team leading 28-7. Late in the ballgame, C.J. Daniel breaks Burris's school record for the longest touchdown run in school history. An amazing 95-yard run to the crib. After 2 close losses earlier in the season, the Titans pound the Tigers 53-13 for their second win of the season. The Western Illinois women's soccer team found itself in a close competitive matchup on a beautiful Sunday afternoon against Drake. We take you to John McKenzie Alumni Field. Annie Schmitz of the Bulldogs would have an early opportunity as her cross that wound up being a shot almost finds the frame. And then for Drake, Rebecca Roberts goes the distance right over the top of Curie. The Leatherneck goalkeeper, Allie Smith, had the Drake assist. Western, though, would answer. Bianca Romay, there she goes. She will go in behind the back line. She chases a through ball from Madeline Edwards and knocks it into the back of the net, tying things up at 1 apiece. That would be the score when this contest would end up going into not just 1 overtime, we need a double overtime. Rebecca Roberts takes the long pass, breaks down the left side of the pitch. She goes flying down, finds the bottom corner. She will shoot it under the arm of Curie, who deflected it. That is the game-winning goal. Western falls 2-1 in double OT. They play next at Oral Roberts in Tulsa, Oklahoma on Friday night. Kick at 7. That was Rapid Fire Sports. Final word is next.